Happy Friday, or maybe not so happy, but I hope everybody is surviving this really strange time. So I thought it would be a really good opportunity for people to get to know me a little bit better. So I'm doing a getting to know you post today, and I have picked 10 questions. So thank you so much for everybody that sent messages. So I've picked my first 10 questions. So let's see what happens. Heels or flats? I am definitely a flat girl. I really like wearing flat shoes. I live in trainers and loafers. I have, on my left foot, I have my big toes pinned permanently in place because I had bunions and arthritis. So when I do wear heels, I definitely suffer the next day. So by choice, I stick to flats. So I'm really happy that this spring we've got nice pointed ballerina flat shoes in. What scares you? Heights. I've always been scared of heights, and I have tried to overcome it. I've done 2 tandem skydives, one when I was 40 and one about 2 years later, both for charity. And I thought, yeah, fantastic, I'll go do that and it will cure me. Sadly it didn't, although it was an amazing experience and I would do it again, but it didn't cure my fear of heights. And I am pathetically scared of the dark. I am still that girl that walks up the stairs at home at night when it's dark looking over my shoulder, and I do make sure that all my wardrobe doors are shut and bedroom doors are shut before I go to bed. I know it's pathetic. Have you always been this confident? No, not at all. In my 20s and 30s I really struggled with self-confidence and I was really shy. So it's not until I got to my 40s when I started really pushing myself and reflecting on my lack of confidence. So really something I've worked on. So I did a lot of charity work, I travelled, going to university massively helped. So things that I'd really wanted to achieve that in the past my kind of anxiety and my lack of confidence and self-belief had stopped me doing, I went out and did. So that was a huge turning point for me. And then whilst I've been modelling, obviously I'm in situations where I've been asked to model lingerie and swimwear. And so when you find yourself on a beach at 47, stood next door to Ashley Graham, Stephanie Ferrara, Lizzo, modelling swimwear, it was a real pinch myself moment. And also I just thought, wow, I can do this, and I felt great and they made me look amazing. So I definitely came back from that job a different person, and it's really encouraged me and spurred me on when other women my age come back to me and say, that's brilliant to see what you're doing with lingerie and swimwear. I love the fact that you're representing us. That gives me more confidence to keep going. So it's definitely a journey, and it's a never-ending journey with your body confidence, but mine has come later in life, and yeah, I'm glad it has. What brand would be your dream job? Gosh, I have a long list of brands that I would really love to work with. I love the style of Marina Rinaldi. I think it's just, another level of elegance, and obviously they do larger sizes. So I'd love to work with them one day. I have a long list of swimwear and lingerie brands that I would love to work with, especially because they don't represent women over 40 as much. And I have discovered a real passion for modelling lingerie and swimwear. I really love it. And it's probably where I feel most content actually doing those kind of jobs. So the list is endless. And Marks and Spencer's, I would love to work for Marks and Spencer's as well. What do you do to relax? I'm not very good at relaxing. I find it really hard to switch my brain off. I've got a dog, a Hungarian Vizsla called Chester. So we do spend a lot of time in the countryside walking, and I find that probably really helps me the most. I also love reading, so I do a lot of reading, and that helps switch the brain off. But it is something that I'm really working on, just to try and regulate myself a bit, and so I'm not working all the time and not letting my brain overthink everything. Where do you live? I live in Yorkshire, so I live about half an hour away from Leeds in a small village, surrounded by a really beautiful countryside. I feel very lucky that we live here. I've lived here all my life. I love going to London. I like the city atmosphere and the opportunities there, but it's always nice to come home and relax and be surrounded by lambs in the field this morning and to hear the cockerels crowing. So I think I'm probably a bit of a mix, but I'm a country girl at heart. Do you have a favourite brand? No, I really don't. I've thought about this, and I'm not a person that shops with one brand. I've got a really eclectic mix. Before I'd got the modelling, I used to do some vintage fashion selling, so I had my own business, so I'd go weekends selling at fairs and run it online. And so I really love vintage clothes, and I'm inspired and I take a lot of inspiration from the 60s and 70s. But equally, I love going to the high street. I love Zara. I'm really like H&M at the moment. I am trying to buy less and invest more in quality pieces now. So I've kind of just got into Jaeger again. I really like some of their things. So I'm trying to just, be a bit more cautious about what I buy, so that I'm not just buying for the sake of it and making sure that things work in my wardrobe. Are you married? Yes, I am married. I get asked this a lot. So I'm married to Mark Peru. I've been married 6 years in August, and he's called Inca1965 on Instagram. How old are you? I'm 49, so I will be 50 in May, and I'm due to have a really nice big family and friends party. So obviously that's all going to be cancelled. So I'm actually thinking that I might just postpone my 50th and stay 49 all this year and pretend it's next year instead. So we'll see what happens. What has been your proudest moment to date? That's a really hard one. I would say number one is having my 3 children. I had 3 miscarriages before I had them, so being able to have 3 healthy babies was amazing, and to watch them all grow up has been lovely so far, so it's a real privilege. I'm also proud of the fact that at 39 I finally got myself to university. It's something that I didn't do when I was younger and I really wanted to do. It was always in the back of my mind. So I managed to get myself an education studies degree 2-1, so I was aged 41 and I was working as a nursery teacher at the time. So I'm really proud of the fact that I achieved that. And I'm also proud of the fact that when I was doing my degree and working as a teacher, I set up my own charity to help raise funds for and provide playgroups and playgrounds for nurseries and orphanages in Uganda and India. So we managed to provide some really fabulous playgrounds that I'm really proud of. In fact, that was one of Mark and I's requests for our wedding gifts. We asked for money so that we could raise enough money to provide a lovely playground for an orphanage in Uganda. So that was really special. And that's it, my little getting to know me better. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will keep you posted with what else I'm getting up to, but I'm just going to try and keep busy, and just lovely to connect with everybody. So take care, have a good weekend or whatever you're doing. I might just go out and have to buy some new books to read, so I might just go to the charity shop later on to see what I can find. But have a good weekend.